Flores. Today we have three amazing bullet point topics that we would like to share with you. Why it should necessarily be kind every and each day. Most importantly, a short story of an act of kindness you done recently, Raquel. Let us know about that story.
Absolutely. Well, definitely, kindness is, as Jeff Bezos put it, it's one of those things that is a choice, and choices are extremely difficult to make in each and every day. So, choosing to be kind, it's very difficult because you have to think about it. And most people who are not used to doing kindness, acts, they just don't know exactly what to do. So, what I always choose to do every single day is, what is the simplest thing that I could do for a person? I honestly think about the basic things that we need in order to survive. And one of those is food. So, how can we start being kind? I remember one day I was actually out on my way to go to work and I stopped at a donut shop. I saw a homeless man, outside wanting to get some food, and out of the kindness of my heart, I grew up with really having limited food back in El Salvador, so I know food is one of the most sacred things. So I wanted to share a meal with the gentleman. He was sitting outside waiting for somebody to hand him something. So I went inside to the donut shop and I wanted to buy something. Wouldn't you tell me that the manager at that donut shop did not let me purchase that? I said, I'm purchasing, I'm going to purchase for myself too. So, what is the issue? The manager actually threw me out of the store. He said, you will not purchase for that, for that individual. And I'm guessing this is mostly for policies, but, I tried to work with the manager and I said, I am purchasing. I'm purchasing from your business. This person is not going to hang around here. We'll just feed him and go. And would you know, did not work out. So I felt that the manager was not in touch with his human side. It was just a meal. It was just something that he sees, and I'm assuming on an everyday basis. But to me, it meant a lot, and it was very hurtful because I really wanted to give this person a meal, a warm meal, whether it was just something small that I did. But needless to say, I moved on and went on to a different store and got the person a meal, and yeah, and that was my kind of act of kindness for the day. But at the same time, I was faced with the unkind, so it was a bittersweet moment for me, Antonio.
I love that story, Raquel. And I would like to share my snippet story of an act of kindness. So this guy reached out to me um, on LinkedIn in my inbox, and he proposed his services. And when it is that we connected, instead of someone reaching out and saying, "Thank you for the connection, I would like to know more about you," and in terms of your content, engage with it, and hopefully that you will reciprocate that offer. I told the guy, he's from Pakistan. I told him, this is not the way how you approach your new connection. I said, you're supposed to go about it in a more professional manner, get to know the individual, and if it is that you realize that you could help this individual, your new connection, in some way, then after you propose your service. So he was like, Antonio, thank you very much for that information, but I'm a newbie to LinkedIn platform. And is it by chance that you could help me go and grow in my business? I said, no problem. He asked my WhatsApp. Not everyone will give their WhatsApp number. And I gave him it. And the next day, we jumped on a call. And I gave him 26 minutes of my time. And at the end, he was like, whoa, Antonio, this is very awesome. The tips that you share, the time that you took. And it's not to say that everything we have to make $8 about. Not everything that, yes, we providing services to individuals, but you don't necessarily have to always gain. Sometimes it's always good to help, and when you sow good seeds, you will reap great rewards. Some people will say that they don't have the time, Raquel, but at the end of the day, when it is that you help someone, you feel so confident within yourself inside that somehow the universe give you back that time. And that is something that we
Absolutely.
have to adapt and realize that in life we must embrace helping others. And that is basically my snippet story of an act of kindness.
That's wonderful, Antonio. And again,
Thank
it's
you
just
very much.
we feed off of that energy. We feed off, it makes us feel great for the rest of the day or for that night, just because you know you made a difference in somebody's life. It doesn't matter how minor your act of kindness was, but inside of you, you know you truthfully did that because you wanted to help that other person. You wanted to better their life, whether for it was for a snippet of time, it doesn't matter. But you went out there, you ventured, and you gave as much as you could at that point. So that's the wonderful thing at the end of the day, right? But lately, honestly, if you, I wanted to share one of the kindness that has been done for me, and it's amazing because I really do want to highlight this. It might be minor for others, but for me, it was monumental. Just being a single mom, my priorities are my girls. My priorities sometimes are not the external things. So, at my house and living in Texas, where we get a lot of rain, the grass tends to grow a little too fast for my taste. So, it's like every 2 weeks I cannot be focusing on mowing the grass and on doing all that. But, luckily, the neighborhood where I live, all the neighbors were really in tune and attuned to one another. And my neighbor, my next door neighbor, I think he had seen that I was a little stressed out, that I was running back and forth, with the girls and doing so many different things over the summer with them, that one day when I came home, oh, the grass honestly looked like there was a jungle out there. But, again, it was not one of my priorities at the moment. So I found, my grass like very manicured, very trimmed down. And I was just like, oh my gosh, those types of things to me, yeah, I knew he didn't have to do it. Eventually I was going to get to it, but for him, he knew that that meant a lot. So, and it did make a difference because it impacted the rest of my evening. How so? Once I saw that the grass was really nice and manicured, it alleviated me. It let me like breathe. And
Mhm.
it's insane how a change like that can definitely manifest you physically. And so that's why it's very important. I keep telling people, continue doing acts of kindness. Just do the small basic things. You just don't know how that affects you mentally, physically, and spiritually. So that, I thank my neighbor, offered him food, gave him a good cooked meal, and it was amazing. It's one of those things that you're forever gonna be remembering.
Hmm,
Yes.
that is really
What
lovely.
about?
And Raquel, it's really awesome to know that acts of kindness really motivate us and make us feel great within. People don't understand that sometimes in life when we feel down and out and we think that we can't help our next person, we can. We don't need monetary value to help someone. Sometimes it's just the time that we take to maybe reach out to someone, ask them how it is that they are going, and be able to be a listening ear to them. Because some people, they have so much going on with them that all they want is just for you to listen to them. And they don't necessarily need that advice, but they need that listening ear. And if you could provide something simple as that, you will see how that will impact your life in a positive way. And we'll just like to go on to the second bullet point topic, which is when last has someone been unkind to you? In this conversation that we have here right now, Raquel, I would say that whoever was unkind to you or myself, we would leave it like that because right now we speak in positivity in the universe and this conversation is no negativity. So I will skip that topic and move on to the
Yes.
third bullet
Yes.
point topic because at the end of the day, in life, you don't need someone to reciprocate an offer to you. Once it is that you live your life with kindness and show people love and compassion, you don't need to get something in return. Help someone and move on. If it is that they choose not to help you, so be it. Whoever will deal with them. Karma is a bitch, right? So,
Absolutely.
Lincoln community, some people should be more kind in your experience, right, what it is that the Lincoln community is lacking and what it is that you think could be improved so that kindness could be shared on this awesome platform.
Oh, absolutely. And, again, I reiterate the fact that I said, kindness at the end of the day is a choice. And for me, that choice is always to make someone's day, to make someone smile, whether that's giving of my time, whether that's giving of my services, my expertise, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm making an impact in that person's life. So for me, on this platform specifically, I see that there's a lack of that personal connection, like the actual intent of wanting to connect with an individual, whether it's an individual from another side, the other side of the world, in another country. It's just that it's almost a little superficial to me. Again, I am not used to that because all the connections that I really make and the people that I meet, I really am attuned to them. I really do follow through. I really follow up. And I'm interested to make sure that they're okay, that we're walking hand in hand, and that we're supporting one another because we need to uplift one another. How else are we going to make this world go round? I can't go around being just the only one who does it. We have to have a massive amount number of people to do this around the world. So what I've seen in the short time that I've been on the platform, it's that yes, we're making connections, but are they meaningful? Are they intentful? Are they purposeful? Because superficial connections we can make anywhere. We can make those,
Hmm.
just a small conversation with somebody. But in actuality, what is it that you want to create with that bond, with that connection? So for me, it's always, I really do like to connect with people. We get connection requests all the time. I'm sure you do. You get that every day. But what is the actual intent? Are we going to work with one another? Are we going to uplift one another? That's at the bottom of my heart. That is honestly what I really do care and cherish.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I would just like to give a shout out to those in the audience.
Oh yes.
Yes. So we have here Mary Am. Hello, Mary Am. Good morning or good
Hello.
afternoon to you, based on the territory that you're in. Right.
Mhm.
We have
Yeah.
Esther. Esther,
Hello,
hi.
Esther. Yeah.
We have
Oh,
Happy Train Ministry. Good evening from Uganda, and good evening to you.
good evening. And that they always manage, to pop into every live that we do. So thank you for the support. And good morning to Jeffrey from Detroit, Michigan.
Awesome.
Wonderful. It's wonderful people. Wonderful, kind people.
Yeah, I heard so. And good morning from upstate New York, Anna Gill. Good morning to you, Anna.
Morning. That's wonderful. I love just, seeing where people are tuning in from, and it's just
Definitely.
wonderful. It's just wonderful. I know it's different time zones everywhere, but it's just
Hmm.
wonderful that the message of kindness resonates with people all over the world because we need it, Antonio. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
we need it in our communities, we need it in our states, we need it in our countries, we need it in the world. It's a monumental task, but at the end of the day, is what honestly makes the world go round. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. It really
Hmm.
is true. We support one another as human beings. And it's in human nature to try to have that connectivity with somebody. We do. We need to have that connection. It's innate in us, and the need for that is essential. Honest, and I know I need to be connected with somebody. I love talking to people every single day. So to me, that just makes my day even much better. Yeah.
Definitely. And you see, the more hands you shake, is the better for you way it is that you build that network of individuals. And that is the whole idea. You don't necessarily have to meet someone physical, but with the invent of technology and the upgrading of technology, we are seeing that we could communicate virtually. And maybe one day that physical interaction can be there. So, hi, Mr. Rahman. How are you? Great to be seeing you here today. Thank you for tuning in to our LinkedIn Live. Mr. Gregory Gary, good morning, everyone from Central Texas. Peace be unto all of you. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much.
Great.
You see, this is the wonderful thing that you start seeing what our time of us giving, and they're actually listening and they're actually looking at what we're doing and saying, "Hey, I can do
Hmm.
the same thing. Even if it's just a message, I can let them know, hey, we're listening. Your message is resonating, and I'm gonna go out there within my community and make a difference because it's a little chain. We feed off of each other, and that's why it's important to really maintain yourself in that state of mind, the positivity. I know we face so many negativities every single day. We may be around in a toxic environment, whether it's a work environment, a home environment, which whatever it is, but we must remain. We have to remember. I always remember this. I have to be a reason for somebody to smile. I
Mm-hmm.
have to remind myself of that every single day, whether if it's just a simple smile or whether it's an actual hand in that I have to do an act of kindness. I just have to remember that once I leave that person, I leave him in a better state than when I met them.
Hmm. Love that.
Yes.
And Muti
But
said, "Hi Raquel, dedication for services to make you smile others."
there you go. Yeah. Yes, it's just dedicate yourself, to serve others, whether it's just by a simple smile. It's
Yeah.
free, it doesn't hurt, and it doesn't take that much time nor waste energy. So yeah, so it's just one of those things, like I said, Antonio. A lot of people, they feel so shy, or they just feel that, oh my gosh, it's too much work, or I don't know how to be kind. Yes, you do. You know how to be kind. You just choose not to be creative, or just you just choose to be shy, or you choose to not want to do it. Right? Again,
Mm-hmm.
it's a choice. And a lot of people, when it comes down to choices, they're not going to want to do anything because it's so hard to choose, right?
So true.
So choosing to be kind and wake up every day and choosing to be kind, it's a choice. And sometimes it might not be, the easiest one. You might wake
Mm-hmm.
up in some sort of mood, you might be tired, like for example, I'm exhausted from traveling, but I it was one of those positive adventures and experiences in my life that I'm like, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I'm having to see one more day. Therefore, I'm going to choose to be kind, right? Choose to be kind to the universe, choose to be kind to people, to animals, to the environment, just because I am grateful to be here.
Hmm. And as you mentioned, animals, I have this um, great pet, a female dog. And, Raquel, it's so amazing that this dog, every time, I walk in the door, always so affectionate, always, on her hind legs and wanting to be, feel that love, that touch, want to always lick you, always barking. If it is that, you put her in a little kennel that you have, a little house inside, right? She will, if no one is not passing, she will bark, bark, bark until it is that we take her out. And then after she's running to everyone, greeting everyone. And it's so awesome to know, right? How it is that a dog is treating you with all that compassion. Imagine if it is that this dog could speak, then
Mm.
after you don't need human beings. Think about it.
Oh my
So
goodness.
why it is that human beings cannot be kind. We are self-centered individuals. We always think about ourselves, jealous towards others in terms of simple things. Sometimes we're jealous towards others, not because of the accomplishments, because maybe someone have longer hair than the next person, or someone could speak better than other person, or someone talking to their enemy and they are jealous because of that. So this is something that we all have to stop and just be kind and stop living in this way that we just thinking about ourselves.
That's correct. That's correct. We have to stop that egocentric type of mentality, just because
Hmm.
this world, at the end of the day, it's for giving and living. I don't want to be 80 years old. Hopefully, I'll make it to that time. Knock on wood. I don't want to be 80 sitting there on my bed and regret that I didn't do a
Hmm.
certain thing. I'll rather have the feeling that I said, hey, man, you know what? I tried it. When I was 40, when I was 35, I tried it. It didn't work out the way I wanted it, but, I tried another way. And then maybe it didn't work out, but life is, again, it's about trying. It's a trial and error. It's going to be easier for other people than maybe for oneself, right? But at the end of the day, I don't want to be regretful. I don't want to be on that bed, sitting on the bed and be like, what if? Right? That
Hmm.
pain and that burden is going to be too much. So I'll rather venture out there and do it, and just, lead with kindness. I keep saying
Definitely.
that you have to lead with your heart. You have to lead with kindness, and you have to go after what your heart speaks to you, which is and the passion. That's basically what is defined as. So I again, be somebody's reason to smile. Period.
Definitely. And what people don't understand is that you could gain the whole world and lose your soul. What it is, right, to gain monetary value and to reach the
Uh,
pinnacle in your career, and then after you're not at peace. And that is why kindness overpass that, or surpass that, I should say, because when it is that you be kind, you will be at peace. The monetary value will come. You will
yeah,
be in a place that you are living comfortable, and the whole idea is to be in peace with yourself. Once it is that you have that peace, everything else will be great for yourself. But if it is you don't have peace, then after when you are sleeping at night, you will not be able to sleep for the 8 hours. You may sleep for 5, 6 hours, getting up and then realizing that why it is I cannot sleep, because your heart is not at peace, and your heart's supposed to be guiding you, because when it is that you speak, you're supposed to speak from your heart. So if it is that you're not speaking from your heart, but speaking from your mind, which is basically you trying to always gain, 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 and not give to the universe, well, then after, my friend, you're in a very bad place.
absolutely. But yeah, and just one of the closing messages that I want definitely want to leave people with is just kindness is a choice. Choose to always be kind. Just it gets as easy as that. Choose to always be kind. If you don't have anything nice to say, then zip it, how they say it here in Texas.
And I would just like to say this person, Ulfat, said, facing flood, please help us. Which country that you are in that experiencing this flood? Um, a prayer will definitely help, and I hope that everything works out. I hope that is not flood, that people houses are being moved away by this flood, and just hoping for the best. Please let us know which part of the world that this flood is taking place. Right? So,
Absolutely.
Raquel, at any day, prayer answers. And if it is that we have to say some prayers to that person in that particular country that they're in, definitely we have to do that. We're not leaving
Absolutely.
anybody behind.
But positive thoughts that way for sure.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. And
Sukra
Sukri,
from
Sukra,
Lagos,
yeah,
Nigeria. All right, Nigeria.
all right,
Good morning, afternoon for y'all.
awesome. So, yes, this was an act of kindness show that we, Raquel and myself, every week delve into. Normally, it's supposed to be on a Tuesday, right, which will be 6 a.m. EST time and 5 a.m. Central time. So join us next week, Tuesday. Yesterday is Thursday, but it will be always on Tuesdays, just that we had a bit of a difficulty. And those on the replay, most importantly, type in hashtag team replay so we will know that you were watching on the replay. Thank you very much, and do have a great and